This is Hack TV, where we have a crack at building whatever, however. Let's get into it. I'm stuffed up. Going right onto the channel. So I decided to just sort of start this channel to just go through how I'm setting up my shed. And just pretty much just having a crack at building whatever I'm going to build, shelves, storage. So a bit of extra info on the shed. It's 7 by 9 meters. It's got a 3.1 meter eave height. We've got the two roller doors, 2.8 by 2.5 high, and just a personal access door there. It's 820 wide. Nothing else really to add. It's just a pretty standard shed. And yeah, so as you can see behind me, I've started cladding this back wall with some 19mm yellow tone. So right here is where we're going to have the electrical switchboard and some light switches, few power points on that wall. So I'm actually pretty happy with how it sort of turned out. I was going to do ply, but this was half the price for double the coverage, so I kind of weighed up my options and I could warrant spending the extra on the ply. So yeah, I'm going to eventually just clad the entire shed with this, and I've left it off the ground with like 8-10mm, just so any moisture that could get soaked up in the concrete along the edges, it's not going to soak up into the yellow tongue. I know the bottom of it is sealed, but I just rather keep it off the floor anyway. And yeah, so plans for the shed. So yesterday I had my mate rounds and we roughed in majority of the switchboard stuff. We still got a few more things to run into there. We started doing some lights, gotta just get a few more materials to finish off the rest. So I can now technically clad that entire wall. Only thing is now I can't get any yellow tongue from Bunnings, so that's kind of on hold for the minute until I can get some more, or I can find somewhere else close by that I can pick it up from. So today I'm just going to do the trims around the door, and might see what else I can tinker around with, and yeah, we'll go from there. Just thought I'd sort of show you what exactly we're doing with the electrical. So we're going to have a light switch here which will run the two bays on the left, and then we'll have another light switch on this side to pick up the lights that I'll have up on that side when I do the mezzanine and whatnot. I've got power for a motor for the roller door eventually, camera, Wi-Fi unit, and on this side I'll have another camera, and I'll have actually another camera outside on that side as well. So we put a recessed switchboard, which I'm pretty happy about. It doesn't stick out like some of those other ones you see. So yeah, that does the trick well, I think. And I've also just filled in the gap between the concrete and the external cladding, which I'll go around and do the rest of the outside as well. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a quick shot of sort of where we're at the minute. So just give you a bit of a close up of what I've done. So used a 50 by 50 galvanized steel angle, and it just closes in the gap that I had inside here and up the top between the yellow tongue and the cavity between the sheets and the top hats. Oh yeah, so I'm back in the shed. So the idea is continue with the cladding, get on to a bit more exciting stuff, and do a bit of a shelf up high level on that back right corner there. So I can put a bit of my camping gear up the top, so I can easily get it on and off the roof rack. So there we go today, continue on with this. Righto, so today we're going to have a crack at building the kind of like a mezzanine type little shelf, I guess you call it, up the top there. It's about 3 meters by 800 deep. First time really going to be using my miter saw. Interested to see how good this dust collection actually works. So there we go, I've just got it set up in my little caster vacuum cleaner. Dust collection actually works pretty good, pretty happy with it. Collects probably about 90% of it, I reckon. So there we go. That's all that's sort of really left, just sort of do that. That's pretty good. Okay, so this is where I'm going to leave it for today. Got the main structure done and I've got the sheet on the top. So eventually I'm going to clad the rest of the outside of it all the way around just to close off all these holes. I've allowed for that top sheet to go down in there and I should be able to screw it to the top hats through that little gap there. So hopefully that works out for me. And then I'll just go around this just to finish off that corner. So next is just, yeah, clad it all, finish off that wall. And then we can continue on to the rest. Just thought I'd do a bit of an update of where I'm at. So I have cladded the rest of the other side of that wall, the high side, and I have put the yellow tongue sheeting also on the little nib walls that I've got either side holding up the mezzanine platform. I'm about to start putting the aluminium trims on the edges just to hide this raw finish of the chipboard, and also to kind of hide a couple of new stuff up. So I did the the front fascia sort of board. Didn't allow for the extra sheet that I was going to put on that side, but I've got a 30mm trim which will cover it, which I'll run along the inside edge and along the top. So keep at it. It's been a bloody hot day today. So this is where I'm gonna have to leave this for now because Bunnings didn't have any more of the aluminium angle, so I have to wait to have a bit of that in stock so I can finish off that last little bit there. But you get the idea. No longer see that raw edge, and I've got, you know, something decent to, if anything hits the edge or something, it's not going to rip up that corner. So I managed to fit a fair bit of stuff up there as well. Got a couple of swags, a few deck chairs, eskies, gazebo, another tent up there somewhere I think. Yeah, and haven't got any bow in the lintel or anything, so pretty happy with that. Yeah, onwards and upwards to the next part of the build.